So I find Jesus. He's on the banks of the great sea, Sea of Galilee. And he had just called his disciples. And he named them off and he says, today you will become fishers of men. And they take off. And I follow him for several days, several weeks. And then all of a sudden one day, Jesus has a huge crowd on the side of the hill. And people are coming to him for healing. And I remember this one man, he comes up, he's got a cane, and there's a guy that's kind of guiding him along the way. He walks right up to Jesus, and Jesus says, what do you want? He says, I want to see. I want to see. Jesus knew that he was blind. What a crazy question. So Jesus knelt down, and he scooped up some dirt. And he spit in the dirt, and he made this little paste. And he smeared this paste all over this blind man's eyes. And then Jesus says, now go to the pool over there and wash your eyes. So he takes off. He comes back. Well, I'm sorry, he takes off. He goes, he washes the mud off of his eyes. In the meantime, one of the disciples says, Master, who sinned? Did he sin or did his parents sin? And Jesus says, oh no, neither one. He was blind so that God could get the glory today. As soon as Jesus finished saying that, the blind man started to yell, I can see! I can see! He starts running back through the crowds. He jumps down at Jesus' feet. He grabs his ankles. He says, I can see, you've healed me. And Jesus says, no, your faith has healed you. Now go tell your family, go tell your friends, go tell the world what has happened today, what the Father has done, what your faith has done. He takes off and he's yelling the whole way out, I can see, I can see. Moments later, there were these two men, they're carrying this long pallet, and there's a man laying on the pallet. His legs were all shriveled up. I don't know if he was born that way or what it was. And they laid the pallet down right at Jesus' feet. And I'm watching Jesus. He kneels down next to the man and just starts to put his hands over this lame man's legs. He looks up to heaven and he says, Father, thank you for your blessings of wholeness and healing. And with that, man was healed. His legs grew back to perfectly formed legs. He jumps up and he starts running around and dancing right in front of us. Jesus, my brother, just healed this man. How could it be? How could it be? And then I look off to the side. There's a father. He's about my age. And his wife. And they're coming in. They're carrying their daughter. She could be more than 4 or 5 years old. But she's in his arms just as limp as can be. She had died just a few hours before. Jesus motions to them, bring her to me. So the father comes over. Jesus has his arms out. And he takes this beautiful little 5-year-old girl. He holds her up to heaven and says, Father, thank you for life. Restore this girl's life. Amen. And with that, the girl, she came back to life. She came back. My brother, she came back to life. She's alive. Mother and father take her back in their arms and they're holding her so tight. And the whole crowd just starts to rejoice. They're singing. They're praising God. They're singing, hallelujah, praise you, Jesus. He talks for a few more minutes and then he's gone. He's down the road. And the disciples just follow him.